Every year, thousands of tons of Doritos are consumed around the world. To meet this massive demand, giant harvesters collect tons of corn. But how are 70,000 bags of Doritos produced each day? We visited the Frito-Lay factory to discover how one of the world's most popular snacks is made. Doritos were created by Arch West, a marketing executive at Frito-Lay in the 1960s. He discovered crispy tortillas at a local restaurant in San Diego, California. Taking advantage of a surplus of broken or substandard corn tortillas that couldn't be sold, he came up with the idea of cutting them into triangles, frying them, and seasoning them, creating the first Doritos. The word Dorito is actually derived from the Spanish word dorado, meaning little golden pieces. By 1988, Doritos had become the best-selling chip in the world, a trend that continues today with 10 different flavors. Unlike ordinary potato chips made from potatoes, Doritos are made from corn flour. The corn cobs are carefully cut from the plants. It's important to make this cut cleanly to avoid damaging the kernels and to keep the cob intact. The harvesting capacity is 140 tons per day, enough to supply the plant. The stalks are cut just above the ground and the cobs are shot into a container. Once the container is full, the massive pile is transferred to a truck that heads directly to the factory for processing. The supplier cleans and dries the corn kernels. They pass over vibrating screens to remove dust, stones, and sand. Then the moisture content of the kernels is increased until it reaches 14%, which is crucial for the next production steps. After this, they're sent to the nacho factory. This factory receives 45,000 kilograms of corn every day. The dry corn is transferred from massive storage silos to a cooking vat filled with water. Over a year, that adds up to over 6.5 million kilos of finished product. That's a lot of corn. Frito-Lay operates one of the largest snack factories in the world. It can produce more than 100,000 bags of nachos per day, which are then distributed to the market. The factory is divided into 4 main areas. In the corn area, tortilla-style products like Doritos are made. At the center is a 65,000 to distribution center. They produce 70,000 bags of Doritos every day. That's around 1 million bags per year. The first thing that stands out upon arrival is the 2 silos, each with a 120-ton capacity, storing corn kernels. With that content, the factory can produce 20,000 kilo of Doritos. This is the first step in making a Dorito. The corn must be cooked before it goes to the soaking tank. First, it's cooked in boilers with agitators at near boiling temperatures. Then it's transferred to 18 open tanks to soak for half a day. Each cooking pot contains about 300 kilograms of corn and 90 kgs of water. The kernels are cooked to 93 degrees for around 4 minutes, then soaked for 12 hours. After cooking, they're transferred to large tanks to soak overnight, softening the kernels. This soaking process increases moisture and helps remove the corn husk, the grain's outer shell. This machine filters the water so that only soft, hydrated corn remains. Once the moisture level reaches 45% and the husks loosen, a pump system sends the corn to a washer. Water jets remove the loose husks. The corn travels on a conveyor belt from the drum to the mill. After cleaning, it goes to a grinding machine where rotating millstones crush it into dough. It literally pulverizes the kernels between 2 stones, producing a soft corn paste. Water is added during grinding to create dough with the proper consistency. 3 things are checked in the dough: moisture, temperature, and texture. The dough exits the mill through a narrow nozzle that shapes it into a thin sheet. The dough is fed between 2 metal rollers that flatten it into a ribbon. A third roller cuts the dough into individual triangular nachos. The sheet passes through rollers with triangular dies on the surface. It cuts out the characteristic Doritos shape like a cookie cutter. Sharp edges press through the dough, creating perfect triangles. This machine can cut 6,000 chips per minute, over 8 million in 24 hours. The triangles end up on a conveyor belt that takes them to the oven. Although this process looks neat, some dough is always left behind. But it's not wasted. It's sent back to the dough vats to be reused. Now it's time to toast the tortillas. The triangles go into a 340-degree oven. This isn't a regular oven. It has 3 levels and reaches several hundred degrees Celsius. The nachos stay in for just a few seconds to set the texture, seal in moisture, and form the signature bubbles in Doritos. The industrial oven seals the exterior, traps moisture, and causes bubbles to form, which gives Doritos their crunch. They spend just 16 seconds inside, but that's enough to dry the dough so it doesn't break when handled. The heat traps tiny moisture pockets, creating small bubbles and that unique uneven texture. The chips are cooled on conveyor belts before heading to the fryer. This short break also gives inspectors time to check for any burned chips. From the oven, a conveyor belt takes the triangles to the fryer. The oil is at 182 degrees C and the nachos fry for just 55 seconds. This is where they get their colour and crispy texture. The bubbles in finished Doritos are actually trapped air pockets formed during frying. Then a mesh conveyor lifts them out. Excess oil is returned to the fryer. Using vibrating conveyors, the Doritos move to a special drum where they're mixed with spices and ingredients. Next, a screw feeder introduces nacho seasoning into a drum. Huge sacks of seasoning are added at the top of the machine. A secret blend of cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, and spices is loaded into a hopper and fed into the drum. The main ingredients include cheeses, spices, flavour enhancers like monosodium glutamate, and preservatives to extend shelf life. Nozzles spray canola oil onto the chips to help the seasoning stick. It may seem intimidating, but this massive drum evenly distributes the flavouring. As the delicate chips travel in the drum, they act as cushions to avoid breaking each other. The seasoned Doritos go on a 30-metre-long conveyor belt to cool completely before packaging. This $4 billion product continues to the final phase. Once out of the drum, the nachos go to the packaging department. Hoppers guide them into different packaging machines, a technical choreography at its finest. Each machine has 14 bucket-shaped scales. Doritos are positioned, then drop into the measuring machine where a series of spoons weigh out an exact portion for each bag. Once a portion is ready, a trapdoor opens and the nachos fall, while a machine shapes a strip of aluminum and plastic into a bag. The nachos drop in, the bag is sealed and cut using heat sealing, just as the next bag is being formed. The bagging machine injects nitrogen and seals it hermetically. This removes oxygen so the chips don't go stale, keeps them fresh for a long time, and creates a cushion of air to prevent breakage. Each large Doritos bag contains around 100 chips. An operator ensures that there are 8 bags per box. This plant can produce and package 70,000 bags of Doritos every day. That's over 10 million per year. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to keep learning. See you more next time.